Hey guys, what's up? It's Fern. I hope you're well. Thank you so much for joining me for today's video. Today we are going to be watering some houseplants together. So I've had a few of you ask me how I water my houseplants, like what my routine is. So we are going to go through that today. I have not done like a full watering. Like sometimes I take a whole day and like check everybody and make sure nobody needs water. So today's kind of that day. So I think a lot of plants are going to need to be watered, and I'm also going to be explaining to you how I fertilize. So let's just jump right into it. Okay, so the first thing I have to do is, oh my goodness, this is a disaster. Still need to get a new extension cord. Okay, so the first thing we have to do is gather our supplies. This really needs to be organized, by the way. So I'm going to find all the fertilizers that we will be using. There we go. I've actually been thinking of making a video going through all of my plant supplies and the things that I like to use. So let me know if you want to see that. Maybe that'll inspire me to organize a little bit. So these are the products that I use. This is just a regular old fertilizer that my mom had kicking around and gave it to me. So I've been using this for like, I don't know, a couple of years now. This is an Orchid Fertilizer Mist that I use to fertilize my Hoyas. This is SuperThrive. I've talked about this before. It is basically a vitamin supplement for plants. And then this is a Cactus fertilizer that I have not tried before. Obviously, it is still in the box, so I'm excited to try this out today because I am going to be watering my cacti. And then this is the container that I mix everything in. It is 2 liters. So since it is the summertime right now, I'm fertilizing pretty much every time I water, especially on these like full watering days. If I'm just like quickly doing like a touch-up water, then I won't fertilize. I'll just quickly do it. But today I am probably going to be fertilizing everybody, and I like to do it room by room or zone. So I'm going to be starting with the plants in the spare room, the plant room, filming room, whatever. So I'm going to mix up my fertilizer water, and then I'm going to bring the plants out here because it's just easier to do it at the sink rather than like spilling water all over the room, and I can just do a more thorough job. So that's what the plan is. So now my watering station is ready, the counter is all clear. So I am actually going to do a very important step, and that is figure out who needs water. So I am going to start in the spare room, and I am basically just going to go around and check all the plants to see who's thirsty. Some of them are vocal and I can tell by their leaves, but some of them are not, and that's where my moisture meter comes in super handy. Highly recommend to double check your plants with a moisture meter. Okay, I'm gonna start on the windowsill. I know a lot of them I can tell just by touch as well if they need water or not. I just watered this a couple days ago actually, so well, it does dry out super fast. I might actually water it. My Nepenthes is going to get watered as well, but he does not take any fertilizer because he makes his own food. I saw some bugs in one of his pictures yesterday. It's so cool. This guy I know is bone dry, so I'm definitely going to be watering. My bear paw, I can tell if the leaves are soft, it needs water. And I did water it recently and its leaves are pretty hard, so I think it's good. This pickle plant, however, I think it might need some water, so let's see. Oh, it feels dry. Yeah, it's dry, so I will be watering that one. This guy I think might be okay. Let's see. It's at about a 2. And I feel like there is some moisture deep down, so I'm gonna leave it for now. These all need to be watered. All of my spider plant babies need to be watered. This Maranta, I'm sure, is gonna need water as well. I just kind of ignore this thing and it's still doing so well. Look at the new growth. Let's see. Dry as a bone. This thing I know needs water. It is like rock hard. I never show this plant, but look at, actually it might be in the background of some of my videos, but look at how huge it is. Like, this is so long. This is longer than my arm. This one, so cool. Philodendron Brazil is dry. I know that that's gonna need a drink. This I watered not long ago as well, so it should be okay. It's at about a 2 as well, but I'm gonna leave it for a little bit because it does feel a little bit moist. My whale fin is wrinkly even after I water it. Is that normal? Have you guys experienced that before? Because I thought it was supposed to wrinkle when it was thirsty, but even after I water it, it stays wrinkled. This guy is gonna need water, I'm sure. Oh, actually, no, I think I just watered him the other day and it feels moist. If the soil is sticking to your finger, then it's probably moist. So, oh yeah, he's heavy, he's okay. Weight is another way you can tell. I like learn the normal weight of my plants when they're wet and dry, just from moving them. This is probably gonna need a drink. Oh yeah, it's super dry. And here is the newest plant shelf. I've been waiting to water everything for this video, so I think pretty much everything in here is due for a water, like very due for a water. So I'm going to be doing all of these guys. And then my big Monstera. Let's see. Oh, it's still, it's at just past the 2, but it feels kind of moist. Yeah, I think I'm gonna leave it for a while. Okay, so now is the fun part of bringing everybody out who needs a water. And like I said, I don't do this whole thing every time. A lot of the times I just water the plants casually while they're in their spots. But like I said, today I'm doing a more thorough kind of whole thing. I have a few hours to spend doing this today. So yeah, I prefer to do it this way when I do have the time, just because it's less messy and I really get to inspect the plants, I guess, more closely and give them a nice little shower. So yeah, we're gonna do it this way today. Okay, so here is the first batch. So I am going to be fertilizing everybody except for the Nepenthes. Look at this, I just noticed that it has a little baby pitcher. It's so cute. So I do just water this guy with tap water. Actually, I water all of my plants just with regular tap water, in case anybody is wondering. I do get that question sometimes. So yeah, I'm just gonna wet this guy. And then I'm just going to set the plants that are already watered off to the side. So I know it's not recommended to fertilize when the soil is dry. You're supposed to wet it with regular water first so that you don't burn the roots. I've never experienced root burn from fertilizing. I don't think. So I don't really do that unless a plant is like bone dry and it's sensitive. I don't bother. However, I do dilute my fertilizer a lot. Like the regular fertilizer, that's I think half of what they recommend. Probably less than that. Like it's very diluted, so I don't really worry too much about it. Sometimes I will run like a little trickle through and then put the fertilizer water in, but yeah, just do it at your own risk. There is a risk of root burn with some fertilizers, so just keep that in mind. So for most of these, I'm literally just going to be taking my nutrient / fertilizer water and pouring it through. If you have a plant that is very dry, then I would recommend to water it all the way through a few times. So this guy was bone dry. I don't water him very often. Oh, he's even like kind of soft. So I am just watering him a couple times and watching it drain out just to make sure all of the soil is fully saturated. Also, another thing I should note is that for my plants that are more prone to pests, especially like my more leafy plants, I will rinse the foliage as well. I don't really know if that does anything to prevent pests. Some people say it does, some people say it doesn't, but I just do it because why not? I'm already here at the sink, so. And I don't know if you can see, but I have this little mesh drain thing to catch any soil. For some of the bigger plants, it is easier to fill up my watering can and water it in the sink that way, just because I don't have a detachable sink, what is this, faucet, I guess, which I really wish I did. I don't have a detachable sink thing or shower thing, and it's really annoying, but one day. And again, this guy's really dry, so I'm just going to flush him with plain water and then give him the fertilized water. So all of these guys have been watered, so I'm just gonna let them chill here for a couple of minutes and then I'm gonna put them back in their homes once they're done dripping. else that I want to mention is that when I'm doing this whole procedure, I do rotate the plants when I put them back in their spots. So I can see that there's a lot of growth on this side of my pickle plant. So I put the more sparse side towards the window. And even the ones I didn't water, I also rotated. So this one has a ton of growth over here and not so much over here. So I just gave it a little spin to promote growth on this side. So next I'm going to water all of these little guys. I was thinking I need like a tray or something to carry plants over to the sink. I guess I could use a lid. Maybe I'll do that. But anyways, I'm gonna bring these guys to the sink now. Okay, never mind. I was assuming all of those spider plant babies would need water, but I actually felt them and they're still pretty moist. So I am going to leave them and I'm going to move on to the plant shelf, which I know that pretty much all of these need water. I think all of them do, except for maybe this. Hoyas are easy to tell if they need water because their leaves go wrinkly. His leaves aren't quite wrinkly yet, so I'll probably leave him for a little bit, but I will spray him with some of the Orchid Mist. But everybody else, this for sure needs water. My micans for sure. This, let's see. This I'm probably gonna have to use the moisture meter on, my Syngonium. This feels okay actually. That needs water. These need water. I can tell because these have like a bleached out kind of look. Oh yeah, those ones are thirsty. So let's see. Dry. It's just below a 2. So yeah, I will water this guy. Oh, I spilled some water on the floor. That is definitely a thing that happens a lot. Okay, I am going to go get the rest of them. Okay, so like I said, I'm not going to be watering this Hoya compacta because it's not quite wrinkled yet. However, I see that the pot is pretty gross, so I'm just going to be washing the pot down. And I also wanted to let you know that I will be fertilizing it with this Orchid Mist. I fertilize all of my Hoyas with this. I just spray it on the leaves and a little bit on the soil. Hoyas can feed through their leaves, so yeah, I've been using this for, I don't know, probably like a year, and works like a charm. All of my Hoyas like it. I've never had a bad experience, so yeah, good stuff. There, he is all good. This is actually a cutting off of my mother plant, which is this one right here. She was growing so fast last summer, and this summer she's hardly grown. I don't know what, I guess we've had a lot of rain, so maybe it's because we haven't had as much sun, but yeah, so that's all I'm gonna do for this guy. This is my Monstera Peru. He's pretty dry, so I'm gonna give him a bit of water first. Oh, it's already running out the bottom. He's super dry. This is his newest leaf here that he just finished unfurling. So pretty. I got him from Crystal Star's nursery last month. He's doing very well. Actually, all of my plants that I got from Crystal Star are doing really well. So that was some of the fertilizer / nutrient water. So this is my only propagation that's sitting on that shelf right now. And And I did talk about it a little bit in my other video, so I'm not going to go into detail, but it is a Syngonium node and a couple of leaves. I don't want to disturb it too much, but I just wanted to make sure it was still moist, and it is, so I'm just going to put the lid on and let it be. I'm really curious if this thing's going to root under those grow lights. I have a feeling it might. We shall see. And my baby Mycans. I'm going to give him a little bit of plain water first as well, just because he is so little. I'm very emotionally invested in this cutting. Okay. Snake plant. Does not want to drain. This soil is so weird, like it doesn't want to drain. My Pilea, same thing. Goodness, these spider plants are parched. I just wanted to talk about my variegated string of hearts quickly. This is, I'm sure you've heard about the whole saga if you've watched a few of my last videos, but this is a tiny little cutting that I was scared was gonna rot, but it's doing okay now. So because it's so young and I feel like still sensitive, I'm not giving it any fertilizer or anything. I just watered it with regular water. And I also just wanted to mention that for string of hearts, they are super vocal and easy to tell when to water because their leaves will go wrinkly. Like you can see that leaf, especially this one right here, is really wrinkly and they'll be soft and squishy. So that's when they need a drink. As you can see, this guy's still doing well. Look at his little new growth coming out there. But yes, so you really don't want to overwater string of hearts, and it's easy to tell when they do need water, so that's a good thing. So that's it for all of the plants on the shelf. So I am just going to put them all back now. Easy peasy. Okay guys, that's gonna be it for today's video. I was planning on doing more than just this room for the video, but I ended up getting a lot of footage from this. It would just be way too long of a video if I was to do more. I actually think I might make this a series, going by like section or room of my house, watering those specific plants with me. So yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. So this is gonna be like the spare room, filming room edition. As always, I would love to chat with you in the comments down below. Please like this video. It really helps me out on the YouTube algorithm, and subscribe to my channel if you are not, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.